Hi guys, Paul here, and we have the Wingnetic plug and fly model which was kindly sent out by Hobby King for review, and YouTube user RC FPV Vids actually commented on their video and suggested that this model would be really good for Thomas. And before we knew it, Stuart actually had this in the mail to us. Now, not sure how many of you guys know this, but Thomas actually learned to fly on the original Hobby King Kinetic. That was the Kinetic 800. And that was around 2011, I think. In any case, let's get stuck into the unboxing and overview of the model and what you actually get with it. It's worth noting the model actually comes in a reasonably large box, and the reason for that is most of the building is actually already done for you. So these are the parts you'll actually receive with the plug and fly version. Firstly, we have our two vertical stabilizers, followed by the plastic canopy, and obviously we have our airframe. As you can see, what I've done is I've already cut away the stickers where the vertical stabilizers will actually be glued in place. We have our adhesive to glue our vertical stabilizers and our wing fences, both of which will be glued towards the end of each wing. And we have our Velcro, which I assume will be used to hold the receiver in place. And finally, we have our manual. So what we'll do now is actually run through the actual model itself and some of the bits and pieces and quickly show what we've got. We've got the manual. You've had to read through this already, haven't you, Thomas?
Yeah, it's well written.
The English is really good, so the manual is easy to follow, and we are going to build this as per the manual. We have the two vertical stabilizers, and the build quality and the it looks as though the molding on this is really good, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's really clean, and a lot of the joints in the aircraft are really, they're put together really well.
As you can see, I've already cut the actual stickers, and these will just pop in place like so. So I'll glue those in a little later on. We'll get this together and see exactly how it goes together. That's kind of what it looks like. Put these guys aside. We have these wing fences, and they just go on to the wingtip like so. So I'll have to break that apart and get that on there. We also have the canopy, and that's magnetically attached. I won't put that on just yet. And we also have the supplied glue. Now we will actually use the glue on this because this model was actually sent out by Hobby King. So hence we will actually build it as per the instructions and use their glue. I normally prefer using epoxy, but we'll use the glue that's actually provided. Now, running through the actual model itself, the nose piece here, I'm not sure how well you can see this, is actually plastic. It's got a plastic casing around it, really good ventilation, and
there's also ventilation in the nose there too.
Not sure how well you're going to see that yet. Ventilation in the nose, so it's going to get air through here too, and obviously folding props. And what I've done is I had to loosen one of these off because it was a little bit tight and it wasn't. It was a little bit stiff, so I don't think it would have actually folded. That's all I've done. Inside here we have a little bit of tape that's actually holding the ESC or the motor cabling down, so that's a nice touch there. Magnetic hatch, and that will go in like so. This is the main hatch where you can put your receiver and batteries and all that, and they've got two little I'll show you how well you can see those little indentations where you can actually grab it and pop this off. And this was actually quite nicely done too, wasn't it, Tom?
Well, yeah, it's actually got a carbon spar there and ventilation.
And ventilation. So that's a really nice. It's really nice seeing models like this where they've actually paid attention to detail, and they've actually done that with this. It's actually kind of funny because the last model we reviewed was the Hobby King
EFX Racer,
which we purchased at the Hobby King meet, and that was a really nice build. And that was a
Durafly?
Durafly model, that's right, yeah. So this isn't a Durafly model, but still the build quality is actually quite superb.
Okay, so we have the cables here for the servos. This one here is for the elevator.
We have a Y lead here, which obviously is for our ailerons. And the last one is obviously going to be our ESC. So that'll go plug into the receiver. So we're basically just using 3 channels. And I'm not sure if there's much else I can actually show you on this.
Battery goes there too.
That's right, yeah, battery goes in there. We'll go underneath it. And underneath, as you can see, the spar, we've got our 2 servos. And we've got these...
I think they're PVC. Like PVC...
Some sort of...
protectors.
Yeah.
Skids.
Vacuum-formed plastic skids. And that's a nice touch. And it's also worth noting the wing tips are actually plastic also, aren't they?
Yeah.
So
and they're really well finished off
yeah,
too.
and the model itself is actually quite stiff. Now, it's actually worth noting that the first aircraft you learnt on was
The Kinetic.
800. Now, this was the original Kinetic, not the Super Kinetic. And that model you had for absolutely ages, didn't you?
I've still got it.
You've still got it, and it's still in reasonable condition. Very, very worn out. I mean, we use that for everything from FPV to bomb drops. We're dropping Nerf bombs, or Nerf darts, I should say. And we're also dropping parachute meds. That's right. So we've got some old videos. I might have some links in the description to those old videos. You can sort of have a look at Thomas when he was a little bit younger. And that was essentially the aircraft that he actually learnt to fly on. So having this here to actually try out is going to be quite fantastic, because it's sort of that was sort of your starting point, wasn't it, with the Kinetic?
Yeah, well, the Kinetic was basically my first aircraft, which funnily enough was actually supposed to be your aircraft.
It was supposed to be my aircraft. I just bought a little Funfly model, and before I knew it, Thomas decided it was going to be his aircraft, and somewhere along the way it was mine, but I think from day one you flew it and that was it, wasn't it?
Yeah, basically it was really perfect.
So anyway, we'll get into getting this aircraft up and running, and hopefully we'll have a maiden video for you very, very shortly. I don't expect it's going to take long to actually build, because it's just a matter of popping in a receiver, gluing these parts on. What is it? 4 parts are going to be glued on. Plug in a receiver, set the radio up, and I think that's about it.
Yeah.
Anyway, we'll leave the video at that. Thanks very much for taking the time to watch this video, and thank you for Hobby King for sending this out, and we will catch you guys later.
See ya.